Right then, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at some weird bodge job modernisations of some skyscraper lifts in New York in America. So then, one thing that always interests me is when office buildings get converted into residential buildings. This often happens because the demand for office space is in decline while the demand for residential space is increasing. But office buildings are not designed for use as residential, they're designed as offices. So often these conversions are very weird. There's a number of things for that, which is office buildings often have a deeper amount of space from the lifts in the middle to the windows, and residential buildings don't really work like that because in the flats you need each room to have a window apart from like a bathroom or a storeroom. So having a deep space from the window to the corridor, it doesn't quite work the same. Then office buildings often have higher ceilings than residentials because office buildings have to have all the space for the ducts for all the wires to go to all the computers. Residential buildings don't need that. Also, office buildings usually have more lifts than residential buildings and faster lifts for the number of floors. Now, when the office buildings get converted to residential, I usually have to bodge them a lot. Do loads of weird things in the conversions, sort of like make the building work in a new configuration. So, in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at a skyscraper in New York. And this skyscraper is one of the old classic skyscrapers of New York. It's got a real old style to it and it's really nice. And this building was converted from office to residential. Now, in the lobby area of the building, they've kept the original lobby. And this looks very posh. I'm not sure why they kept it. Maybe it was listed. Now, the first lift I'm going to take a look at in this building goes from the lobby level down to the basement levels. But this lift originally opened into the lobby area like you'd expect. But after the conversion, they've rotated this lift 90 degrees. So rather than opening into the lobby where you'd expect, it now opens into the lift shaft next to it. But that's no longer a lift shaft as that lift has been removed. But the remains of the old lift are still there, meaning you exit from the working lift into the remains of the now abandoned lift. Is this so strange? So, into the lobby area and along to the high-rise lifts of this building, which go up to the top main floor of the building. These lifts originally ran around about 6 meters a second. They were originally Otis lifts, but they had a really strange mod to them. This mod is a bodge job. It's pretty fucking odd because these were double deck lifts. But in the conversion to residential, they don't need as much lift capacity, so they got rid of the lower deck. But it still has the original chassis, meaning it's got the full chassis for a double deck lift, but only the upper deck is in situ. Anyway, let's ride this lift. This lift has been slowed down to 4 meters a second, which is not fast enough for going up 60 floors. But not only has the speed been slowed down, the deceleration has also been very reduced. This lift takes over 20 seconds to arrive at the floor after a point where it starts slowing down from full speed. That is very slow.
Which floor are you going to? 41. Yeah. Just land backwards. Yeah.
So then, here I am up on one of the upper floors. We send the lift to the floor above and let's open up this lift and take a look at the chassis for where the lower deck used to be. And oh my, this is weird. Fucked. Oh, that is fucked. You could balance on that. Go right under chassis, sir. It's the craziest under chassis I've ever seen. So then, let's now take a ride on top of the lift.
Here we go.
not very quick. Was that 4 meters a second? 5?
I think so. These, I don't know what it is in meters a second. It's about 800, 900 feet a minute.
Yeah. 4. That's not fast enough for a number of floors. Turn the light out when we get it. Wow, that's a long way.
It's already slowing down.
Acceleration. I thought something was wrong with that was the acceleration. Now, one thing about America, which I didn't realise till this, is that they don't have the extra emergency exit doors in the lift shaft. When in Europe, around every 3 floors, they have to have a door in the shaft for either escape or for access into the shaft, even when it doesn't stop at the floor. So usually you either get lift doors that never work and are just there for that reason, or you get little swing doors in the lift shaft. But in America, that's not a regulation. So when the lift's right down that bottom of the shaft, it's a very long way up until the next place where you can exit. And then the lift opened its doors at lobby level and it didn't move for ages. The other lifts were still running, but this lift wasn't, and we didn't know what had gone wrong. We were debating if we had to do a really dodgy manoeuvre to climb from this lift to the one next door, which would have been so fucking dangerous to do at. But luckily the lift we were on was just sitting with its doors open waiting for someone. Maybe the logic's gone weird because the other lifts were still going up and down, so I don't know why this one would be parked and the other one still be running, but eventually someone got in the lift and sent it up.
Gotta wait for the doors to open. There's the doors up there. Huge chassis though, as well. Never seen an expansion control. That's nice.
Super slow. This is so slow to accelerate. There's another high speed with slow accel. Oh, it's now slowing down for someone who didn't even get to full speed. Look at that levelling. Worst high speed for levelling.